problem is that Iran, they have to control the Strait of Hormuz because it's leverage over the US to ensure that the US can meet their conditions. For the US, losing control of the Strait of Hormuz means that their military power is not matching to people's expectations. And also, in essence, Iran can now choose to ensure that any ship that passes has to transact not in dollar, but in another currency, which kind of attacks the whole dollar reserve currency. And if that kind of is damaged, essentially the US is going to go bankrupt because people will not have dollars as much as before, and they won't invest back into the US economy. So it's kind of a very difficult situation for the US to either accept kind of giving control and the potential of the attack on dollar reserve currency, but then there's no military solution.
Yeah, and time is not on Trump's side on this. I mean, he's running out of missiles. The more troops he loses, the more unpopular the war gets, especially when Americans still can't tell you why they're fighting it. And in the meantime, Iran's, the regime is cash strapped. Everybody knows they've been suffering under sanctions for decades, but there's also an advantage to that. If you've always been broke, you're comfortable with being broke. And I don't think that it's in Iran's best interest to control the strait forever, but it is in their interest to control it for long enough that they can exact some kind of price from the United States, be that sanctions relief, unfreezed assets, the ability to sell oil, or just, more freedom of movement for the leadership. The more they're able to rebuild their stockpiles, continue attacks, and raise the price of disengagement. And this thing isn't going away. It's going to consume his entire administration. He can't ignore it. He can't get out of it. And so far, he hasn't been able to negotiate his way out of it either.